y'all. This is Debbie Arnold with Dining with Debbie. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate it very much. I've been out for a few days, had a little surgery, but I'm doing well, and thank you to those of you that sent me your sweet messages. I appreciate it. We're making something today that is so seasonal, and I just love it. There are any number of variations. I cook a variety of different ways with this. But this is one that's quick and easy, and most likely you're going to have the ingredients on hand. What we're making today is a homemade pumpkin spice latte. Now, I don't have a frother. If you do, go for it. I do have an immersion blender. I could get it out and use it to make it all frothy. I don't. I just whisk it up a little bit and it suits me just fine. But that's up to you, however you want to do that. We're going to start with a half a cup of milk. And that milk can be any flavor you like. I happen to be using a soy milk today because I typically keep plant-based milk on hand. For us, you could use almond milk, that'd be great. Coconut milk might be a little bit strong, but certainly you could use it if you wanted to. Vanilla flavored would work as well. That choice is going to be up to you. Whole milk is just fine. So we have a half a cup of milk. And then we have 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree. Now, I'm talking about pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix, which you'll often see. And what I do is, once I open a can, if I'm not using the whole can in whatever I'm making, I simply put the puree either in a baggie or wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in my freezer. You will notice that once you have it out of the freezer, it's going to have a lot of liquid with it. But that's okay. I suggest to you that you just drain that off, squeeze it out of there. The pumpkin puree is even better that way, I think. I have some recipes where we actually, or I actually, drain that water off, let it soak for hours to get all of that out of there. But anyway, then once I use whatever I need, I wrap it back up and just stick it back in my freezer. It doesn't take it any time to thaw, and it's there and ready for me when I need it. All right. So 1/2 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, and then 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Now I like to use the dark brown sugar. It has a little bit stronger molasses flavor to it, but that's up to you. If you have light brown sugar and you want to use that, fine. If you don't happen to have either one of those brown sugars, you could use granulated sugar. I just happen to like the flavor that the brown sugar gives to it. All right, and then we want a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we want anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of our pumpkin pie spice that we made. And remember, that's a video that I shot earlier. If you don't have the homemade, certainly you could use if you bought some at the grocery store, that's just fine. The homemade may be a little bit stronger than what you buy at the grocery store, but so you may want to just check on the flavoring. You can always add more if you want to. And then I add in about 1/2 to a teaspoon of espresso powder, and this is totally optional. If you have made strong coffee, then your strong coffee is going to be just fine. If you have espresso made already, use that. Excuse me just a second. Pardon me. Anyway, so I add a little espresso powder if I have it. If I don't have it, then I just go with the coffee. And usually I'm using coffee that I have left over from the morning. If you have those pumpkin spice flavored coffee, then that's just another dimension that you could add to this if you wanted to. Okay, and then at that point, we're going to put all of that into our little saucepan. You could do this in the microwave if you would prefer, but I wanted to be able to show it to you on the stovetop today. So I've already got that, the milk and the pumpkin puree and the brown sugar and vanilla, the pumpkin pie spice, and the espresso powder heated up in here. And I have a cup of strong coffee already heated up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this mixture and the coffee together. You could pour it the other way if you wanted to. I like to get it good and hot, so I add it back to this mixture. And you can already smell that pumpkin pie spice. And here is where, if you have a frother, if you want to put that frother in there, you can. I'm just going to whip it around a little bit, make sure it's good and hot. What I'm going to do when I take it off of the heat is I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of half and half. If you don't have half and half and you want to use milk, then use your milk. That's fine too. This is just a little richer. If you have cream, you can certainly use cream. So 2 tablespoons of half and half. And then if you need it to be sweeter, if you want to, you could add more sugar. You could use granulated sugar if you want, or you could add additional brown sugar. I don't like real sweet coffee, so I'm not going to add any more in. I'm going to pour it up here. It smells wonderful. And like I said, you could easily do this in the microwave if you wanted to. I just find it's easy, just as easy to do on the stovetop. All right, so I'm going to put in my half and half. You always want to make sure you shake that up really well too, by the way. Okay, there's my half and half. And now, if you want to, of course, you can always add in some whipped cream. And who's not going to? And I typically would have used whipped cream that I whipped up at home, but since it's just me doing this today, I'm going to, use the quick and easy. So I'm going to add a little bit of that in there. You can add as much as you want. I don't need to add a whole lot, so that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to sprinkle it just with a little bit of that pumpkin pie spice. And there you have it. You have pumpkin spice latte that you've made at home for pennies on the dollar compared to what it would cost you in the coffee shop. And it's also lighter in calories. I don't have an exact number for you, but I know that one this size in the coffee shop is going to run somewhere around probably 250 to 300 calories, depending upon what all you put in there. So happy fall, y'all. Enjoy your pumpkin spice latte and have just a great day. Get out and enjoy the weather and enjoy a nice cup of coffee in the afternoon or whenever you choose to have it. Let me know what you think. What would you add to your pumpkin spice latte? What other flavors of pumpkin spice do you make up this time of the year? Cakes or cookies or whatever you might do. Let me know, okay? Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.